Hello, welcome to the video demonstration of Adesense invalid predictor plugin. In this video, I'm going to show you how to use this plugin and how the plugin works. Now, this plugin can be used by the normal people who does not have much experience in programming, as well as by someone who has a lot of programming expertise. Now, in this plugin there are two ways, but first of all I must need to tell you that this is not a plugin that is you just plug and play kind of plugin. Okay, you have to do some basic codings, which I'm going to show you right now, how to install this and how to use this, but it's not a plug and play plugin. So let's get started with how to use the plugin. So first, log into your WordPress dashboard, head over to your plugins, install plugins, and then click on add new. And over here you can just simply search for AICP or Adesense invalid predictor, whichever you like, and then you just click install now and wait for this plugin to be installed and click activate. Now you would be greeted with a notice message like this. For sharing a review or donation, you can just simply close it out by here and it won't be bothering you ever again. Now in this Adesense invalid predictor plugin, there are a couple of settings that I need to tell you. When you go to after you install the Adesense invalid predictor plugin, just below the settings you would see a section called Adesense invalid predictor. Over there are two sub menus, that is general settings and banned user details, which I'm going to explain intensively during this process. So let me come back to this settings page later on. Okay, now if you are not quite acquainted with programming and not have much expertise with how to code and stuff like that, then the best way of doing adding your Adesense code is by installing another plugin. It's called Adesense. This is one of the best plugin for inserting your Adesense or any kind of ad codes into your system. This is the plugin. It's a very popular plugin and the support of this plugin is phenomenal, and it has always been properly maintained and updated. So just install the plugin and activate it. And as soon as you install the plugin, just under the settings you would see a section called Adesense, and when you go to that page you would be greeted with this kind of page design where you see blocks. So the blocks is basically, if you're using 3-4 ad units, then each ad units represents a block. So different ad codes goes to different blocks. So if you have two different ad codes, that goes to two different blocks. So if you have just one ad code, you just click by default the block one and put your ad code here. Now, as I told you that this is not a simple plug and play plugin, AICP. To use the Adesense invalid predictor plugin, you have to take some basic advantage of PHP that I'm going to show you right now. And there is one more important thing that I must need to tell you, that AICP invalid predictor is only going to work for Adesense ad codes as well as any ad codes that based on iframe and based on the iframe technology, it delivers you the ad. If it's a normal affiliate kind of advertisement code, then the latest version of AICP is not going to work with that kind of scenario. You have to use the old version of the AICP plugin. The details of that has been provided in the description of the plugin box, okay, or around over here. Now let's create the ad code. So for that, just open any of your favorite code editor, or if you have nothing, then install Notepad++ or something like that, because I generally don't recommend you to code directly over here, which you can do if you are a very expert programmer. But for normal persons, normal people, I generally recommend you to first get a like a normal coding editor like Notepad++, which is free, or Sublime Text or something like that, and just put just set up your code over there. So let's open up Sublime Text, which is my choice of editor, and let's get an ad code. So for the purpose of this video, I'm not going to use the actual Adesense advertisement code. Instead, what I'm going to use is affiliate code that is based on iframe technology, and it's not a normal just a href and image tag. So let's say this is our advertisement code. As you can see, this is a iframe based advertisement code. So the first thing you need to do is create the PHP tag. So let's create the PHP tag, and inside PHP what you need to do is you just have to put a if statement, that is if and then else. So inside the if that you need to put is, you can, if you look at the documentation of this plugin, you will see there is a function that is named AICP can see ads. So this is the function name that you need to put over here inside your if block. So that is if AICP can see ads, then parenthesis start, parenthesis close, and then over here this is the part. So what it is doing is, let me explain you first what the code is doing. And this is for shows something if the user is blocked from seeing the ads. Okay. So this is what you need to do. So what it does is, inside this PHP block, when you, so generally if you place a normal AdSense ad code, it just shows you the advertisement. But over here what it is trying to do is, when you wrap up inside the PHP and if within this if else statement, what it is trying to do is, it is calling a function that is AICP can see ads inside the if statement. So what this function is doing, it is checking that the user that is currently trying to view the advertisement on your web page or on your site, is the user is blocked from seeing ads or not. If he is not a blocked user or a banned user, or whether or not the user, like let's say you are using the country restrictions feature of AICP, that means that if someone is visiting from some particular country, they cannot view the ads. So this particular function will check that entire thing, that whether or not the user who is visiting the site, whether or not he is blocked from seeing the ads, or whether he is visiting a country that is blocked from viewing the ads. So no matter what the case is, if he is not blocked and he can see the ads, then whatever ad code you put inside this if statement, that would be shown up. Now in certain cases what people want is, if a user is blocked from seeing the ads, then to show up some kind of affiliate advertisement. Okay, so for that purpose the else part is being used. So inside the else part, whatever image or affiliate advertisement you put, that would be shown up. So let's start with the if block. So as I told you earlier, this is our advertisement code. So what we need to do is, it's not just doing this if and else statement. There is a couple more steps that we need to complete. The first thing is, let's do echo. So what echo does in PHP is, it prints out whatever you put inside echo. So inside echo, first thing, and as I told you, there are two things you have to always keep in mind to do. You have to add before your advertisement code to take advantage of the AICP plugin. The first thing is to put this if and else statement inside PHP, and second thing is you have to wrap up of your entire advertisement inside a div that's called div class AICP. So that is div class AICP, and you have to wrap up your entire advertisement code. Doesn't matter like whether it starts with div or ins or whatever, you don't have to worry about that. Just what you need to do is wrap up your entire advertisement code inside this div class AICP. So start your div class AICP, then put your entire ad code, then close the div class AICP. Okay, and then copy this entire ad code, copy this and paste it inside echo. So it might looks like this. It doesn't matter how it looks like, it's just at the end of the day it's just going to look same to the back end. Now on the else part, you can just add a echo that is saying, like, let's say sorry, you are blocked from seeing ads. Okay, and that's it. So what this is going to do is, if the user is not blocked from seeing the ads, then the user will see this ad. If he is blocked from seeing the ads, he will see this. Okay, so let's copy this entire PHP code that we have written and just copy this, minimize this, go back to this ad inserter and enable, and inside the ad inserter, when you look at the top section, you would see a little box saying PHP. So when you hover on that, it says process PHP code in block. So you just have to click on this, so it would become colorful. So that means is, if by default it is disabled, so now it has been enabled and it can parse PHP code. So what you need to do is just paste your your code over here. So from the automatic insertion, let's say that I want to insert it after paragraph, and after one paragraph I want to insert it. Okay, so let's preview that out. Okay, it's working fine. So this is inserting after one paragraph, so it's everything is fine. So yeah, and let's save this out. So you can just save it from here, save all changes, and so our advertisement code has been saved. Okay, so what we did is we created a PHP block. Inside that we put a if statement, if AICP can see ads, then echo the advertisement code, which is wrapped inside a diff class AICP. This is very important to have this if else statement along with this diff class AICP start and diff class AICP end. This is very important. Without this, the plugin will not work. So once this is added, let's go to a post. Okay, so let's go to all post and go to the hello world post, and let's create a bunch of text over here. So as you can see, we have updated the page with bunch of text. So let's view this article, and as you can see over here, we can see this advertisement is being played out perfectly. Now let me explain you what are the settings of all the settings of AICP plugins is. So the first option that it says that set at click limit. This is the limit that you are allowing the user to be clicked. So for example, if you set this number to 3, that means the user can click 3 times as a whitelist user. When the user click for the 4th time, the 4th click should work, but after that the person will be blocked from seeing ads for a certain periods of time. Now that time also can be mentioned over here, whatever the time you want to block the user to. So as you can see, click counter cookie duration. So what this is when a user gets blocked, it gets blocked at 2 levels, one at the cookie level, browser cookie level, and second at the database level. So as soon as a user gets blocked, inside your browser cookie, a data gets provided that this user is blocked from seeing the ads on this particular website. Okay, and you can mention the duration, like how long that cookie will remain there over here. So 3 hours means the cookie, after 3 hours the cookie will automatically be destroyed. Okay, and set the visitors ban duration default 7 days. This is where your database ban comes in. So if you want the user to be banned from the database level for 3 days or 2 days or 7 days, you can mention that here. Okay, so what's going to happen is, let's say a user has been blocked because of clicking on the advertisement, and inside this banned user details page, you will be able to see all your the IP address, click count, timestamp when the user has been get banned, and you also have an option to delete the user from the database. Okay, and like re-whitelist the user. But here's the catch: if you, let's say a user has been banned from seeing the ads on your website, and you can see the user in your banned user details page, and you deleted him from your database, so you are allowing him to view the ads again. But if you do that in less than 3 hours, it's not going to work, because inside his browser cookie, as the 3 hour expiration time hasn't been passed, he is still a blocked user. So make sure, even if you delete the user from your database to again view the ads, then make sure you do that after the cookie expiration time has been passed. Okay, now the second option is this IP API thing. So so inside this AICP plugin, there is another cool feature that has been provided, that is you can basically block certain countries from viewing ads on your website. So let's say you don't want put some particular countries to view the ads. So for that, what you need to do is you just in this question, do you want to block showing ads for some specific countries? You have to click yes, and over here you have to just put their ISO values, the country ISO values, in a comma separated way, like let's say US for USA, like it's always 2 letters, then GB for UK, then IN for India, and something like that. And as you can see, here is a hyperlink that I have provided called this website, and if you right click and open it up in a new tab, so as you can see here, you will get the ISO Alpha 2 code for all the countries, and you need to use this ISO Alpha 2 code and not Alpha 3 or this numeric one. You just need to use this. So over here you will find the ISO Alpha 2 code for all the countries you want. So, but here's the thing, to view ads on your website, to do that, it uses a API that is called IP API. It's a third party API service to provide details about your IP address. Now by default, this plugin by default uses the free version of that API that allows 150 requests per minute to be approved, and after that, if you pass that limit, you might get some error and slowdown of your website, like 503 error and many other stuff. So if you have a lot of visitors on your website, I will highly recommend you to get the paid version of this IP API Pro key. Now, to be very clear, and it's a complete disclaimer, I have no connection with this IP API, guys, and these are not affiliate links. These are simply just APIs, the free version of the APIs that is being used on the website. If you want to get the paid version, the links is what there, so you can just just clearly get it from there. But whether or not you get it, I won't be getting a single cent out of this thing, like whether you get the paid API or not. Okay, so it's do not think that I have some sort of financial connection with this. So that's it, guys. So that's how you can use the AICP. And so to be clear, and so this is one way to using the ad inserter plugin. You can also use it within a short code if you want, like you can do something like like this, like let's say add sorry, add short code, and let's say call it add one, and over here you can either give a function name or just function, and then over here you can just do this same thing, over here, just do that. So in that way, if you want to access it via short code, you can do that. Otherwise, if you want to manually put it inside your theme template, that also can be done. So the possibilities are endless. And the reason I recommend using ad inserter plugin is because I have personally used it, and it's a very great plugin. But if there is any other plugin like this which also allows you to parse PHP code, that will also work. So this is how you need to use the AdSense Invalid Click Protector plugin. Hope this was helpful, and thank you very much for viewing this video. Hopefully this is going to help you use the AICP Invalid Click Protector plugin in the future days. Thank you very much. Bye.